Hi, I'm Todd Cohen, and I am finally going to put it out there the difference between sales culture and sales training. For years, I've built my practice around doing keynotes and workshops along the very basic, simple, and really undeniable concept that everyone's in sales. Now, the minute I say I build sales culture, people think, oh, sales training, we don't need that, or that's for the salespeople. And that's where the challenge for companies begins. So listen up because I'm going to give you right now the essential difference between sales training and sales culture and why building a sales culture is not sales training. In fact, they're two very different things. Now, they work together, don't get me wrong, and building a sales culture is a company wide effort. So listen, here we go in today's what I think modern business environment, sales training and sales culture, unfortunately, they're often used interchangeably, and that's wrong. These concepts are distinct, and understanding the difference between the two is critical to fostering a sustainable growth and success in any organization. A sales culture is fueled by an enterprise wide sales mindset. That's why I talk about sales being mindset and behavior. A sales culture is an enterprise wide, a company wide sales mindset, and it's a holistic, long term strategy that permeates every single department in the organization. It is not just for the sales team. It's not just about what salespeople do. It's about how everybody in the company, whether they realize it or not, whether they are ready to embrace it or not, we must help them understand that selling is everybody's responsibility because every conversation is a selling moment. Now, in a sales culture or a sales driven culture, marketing aligns with sales goals, product development responds to customer needs, and customer support, so customer service, supports retention and growth. And then leadership, which leadership is a mindset, right? Leadership, not only from a title perspective, but leadership from a mindset perspective. Everybody has the opportunity to champion this mindset that everyone's in sales. Everything everybody does helps the customer say yes. This prioritizes the customer's decision, it prioritizes sales and the customer across every single function of the organization. It brings down the silos that paralyze organizations. Now, sales training obviously is critical. It's for the sales team. And while it's essential, it's only part of the equation. Sales training and sales culture are not the same thing. Sales training obviously equips your sales organization with all of the tools that they need to be successful in their role. The tools, the techniques, everything they need to sell effectively, from basic block and tackling to very advanced negotiation concepts, all the sorts of things that traditional sales training teaches. Now, here's another critical difference. Sales training focuses on the individual, the salesperson, teaching those specific skills that lead to, the success of the deal. One could argue short-term success. But sales training does not address the broader context in how those skills are applied. Everybody in an organization uses selling skills. Every single person in an organization is in sales because sales is mindset and behavior, not just a title or a job. The stark difference is completely clear. While sales training can elevate individual performance of the salesperson, here's your headline: a sales culture transforms the entire organization, aligning everybody around the same goal: sustained collaborative sales success. Because not everybody has chosen sales as a profession, but everybody is in sales. Now, if companies don't commit to this cultural shift of bringing down the silos and creating a sales culture, this holistic enterprise-wide mindset, even the best trained salespeople find themselves unsupported and out of sync with the rest of the organization, and that's where the problem begins. You see, the sales organization, the sales team has to be in sync with the rest of the organization, and the rest of the organization has to be in sync with them and ultimately with the customer. When we have that disconnect, that's when the customer is kept away from the opportunity to say yes to your organization. Everybody's in sales. That enterprise wide sales culture empowers every single employee to contribute to the growth simply by understanding that what they do matters. Sales culture, sales training. Sales training is for the sales organization, absolutely necessary. Sales culture is the bigger picture. It's creating a collective effort across the organization that drives the ability of the customer to say yes forward at an accelerated rate. Building a sales culture and building great salespeople must go hand in hand. I'm Todd Cohen. Understanding the difference between sales culture and sales training is critical so that your organization can go from status quo to status grow. Thanks for checking out my YouTube channel. Please be sure to hit the subscribe button, the notification button. I'm building this channel up with tons of great content. And if you'd like me to bring this message to your organization, hit the Book Todd Now button. Take care. Wishing you the best in 2025 as we build that sales culture. Take care. Okay, where's the off button on this thing?